Hello, this is Zedes. Welcome back to another Mario Maker 2 video clearing more uncleared 2022 and 23 levels. Basically the same as last week. We're going to start off with the 2023 levels because they were obviously a lot easier. Well, that's not entirely true. The new soup one, I found another really easy 2022 level. The majority of this video is going to be, oh, you'll see me start over actually. Because I was still having the problem where if I spent more than 15 minutes on a level, it would shut off my internet. It only happens on Mario Maker. I don't know. But anyway, about half the video is going to be spent on the Super Mario World level because it was very difficult. The 3D World level is actually very easy. Probably the easiest one of this run. Yeah, just some piranha creepers, which are, you know, have really shitty hitboxes, so you have to be really careful. You know, if I were more careful, I probably could have beat this in one life if I really were paying attention or not trying to rush through everything. My problem is I try to rush through every goddamn thing. Yeah, this isn't that hard. You just gotta watch out for your hitboxes and look at that, went right through him. Any other time, it probably would have just killed me. I don't know. Yeah, I think it took me 4 lives, maybe 5. And it probably shouldn't even take me that many. First couple of times I got hit right away. I do waste 1 life trying to YOLO after I get a checkpoint. Yeah, I think I only cut out like a few seconds of this one. It only took me like 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes maybe. But it's not a bad level. I don't even think I don't boo it. Leave it neutral. It's not a good level either, but it's, yeah, he's got a checkpoint. No, yeah, here I get a checkpoint, so I'm gonna YOLO. I know there's nothing over here. That would be stupid, but you never know. There's no items that I could have used to jump further, so might as well check it. We got a checkpoint. There is a lot of waiting on this level. You gotta wait for the piranha creepers to finish their cycles. That does annoy me. It's not like the worst thing ever, but probably the reason I don't give it a like. Got really lucky there, but I do have a mushroom. So I could take a hit. I don't think I even take a hit on this life. Almost got hit there too. Yeah, you gotta wait for these cycles. That does get annoying. Oh, this is one. Yeah, I saw this warp box down here. I don't know if this is a dev exit. Maybe there's a lot more level. I don't really know. Either that or there's just a couple of paths. I mean, that warp box really wasn't even hidden. It was just, I could see it. So, you know, I thought it might kill me. Maybe, well, it led me to an enclosed box. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I skipped some level. Maybe that was a dev exit. But, whatever. It wasn't that big a deal. Like I said, it's not hidden. So, Super Mario Bros. 3 level is very annoying. Because every time you die, you have to wait 10 seconds for this P-switch to finish. Why? Don't ever do that. Just don't do that. That immediately, and then there's like some very difficult, you know, platforming, and I didn't know what was gonna happen there, so I died. So now I have to wait again, and I boo it, and we'll cut to the next life. It's we'll just cut here. I think I died right away too. That, yeah, the worst thing is when you like die immediately after waiting that 10 seconds. I didn't play this level for very long either. It was probably like maybe a 10-minute level. I don't know. Maybe not even that. Surprised I didn't die on those saws anytime. I just didn't jump high enough. Oh, it didn't react quick enough to get to that on-off switch. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't die there. That's pretty tough, actually. I only went through it 3 times, I think. And then this freaking donut bumper thing killed me. Stupid, worst item in the game. Or twisters. I don't remember which one I've finally settled on. I think twisters are worse because they're even less useful. Checkpoint at least. So we don't have to wait for that timer. This was a very stupid setup. You got to get this Tanuki leaf, and it's really difficult to get. We're gonna play a little baseball here with the spike ball. I didn't realize quick enough that I had to hit it again. It took me a few times. This one also has a pretty nasty troll at the end, but I should have realized it because I could actually see the end and I didn't pay enough attention. We got that done. We take a hit and I'm like, God damn it! I can't go back and get a thing, but unfortunately, it turns out that I don't need it anyway. He's gonna take it away from me because he wants to kill me at the end. It's the only reason, and it makes me wait again. Thanks, jerk. Hate these kind of levels. There's just no good reason to do this to anybody. No one wants to play your level forever. Easy boo for me. Yeah, watch this crap. I don't know where the end is, so I fall right on the spikes. I'm like, come on, man. Now I have to do all that shit again and wait for the P-switch. Terrible level, boo. Hate when people do this. You know, there's actually like a half a good level in there if you didn't make me wait. You didn't troll me at the end. I don't know. He had some decent ideas, but some really mean ideas too. Super Mario Brothers 1 level is hot garbage. Japanese specialty hot garbage. Just a lot of spam. He gives me this boot and he immediately takes it away, so it's like, why did you even waste your time putting that boot down? Lot of cannon bullets here. Just trying to decide where to go. A lot of fire bar crap. Some blind jumps. Yeah, that's just a bunch of random shit. I hate cannonballs. Their hitboxes are so shitty. And we'll see some terrible deaths from cannonballs here. I'm not even sure where I'm supposed to go. To the right, obviously, but like, there is some. I did see some land on that one that I could end on. Yeah, I got killed multiple times here trying to figure out a good way to do it. It was just, yeah, I hit I hit everything all the time. It's just annoying. Yeah, pause buffer because I don't know where I'm dead. I can tell right now. I'll just let myself die. Yeah, look at that. Those hitboxes, man. You can go right between those cannonballs so easily. So what I want to do is I'm gonna ride all three of these cannonballs. This is the first time I'm actually like getting where I want to go. There's saws on both sides, so you gotta be careful. And I didn't even know that these cannons were there. I almost got killed there, but I somehow survived. And there's a bunch of bouncing pokies on moving platforms, bouncing off note blocks. It's really annoying. The best case scenario is that guy on the left lands over on that other side. Go up here, I don't know where to go, and I get killed because the spike top bounced off his friend. Very annoying. Eventually I got far enough over to on the top that I noticed that there was actually a key on the bottom that I had to get. So we're gonna go for the bottom. Slide under these, kind of hard because it's just not a good angle. Yeah, you have to do a run to get under these guys, and kind of tough. Here's the key. And you really need all that space, so you need to start behind that saw. I didn't, I was gonna die there, so I reset it. So yeah, you want to jump from over here. That's the best way to do it. Not too hard to avoid the saw. But yeah, you really want to get a good running start and jump over those one-ways. I'm gonna go all the way to the left here to despawn some of these. There was a bunch of gophers over there. Monty Moles. Have enough problems with the spike tops. And the Monty Mole popped out right in my face. I thought I was right above him. A lot of shit up here. A lot of Monty Moles, Wiggler, Spike Tops everywhere, flames. I did this surprisingly well the first time. The second time I had to do it, I messed up. There's a boss battle after this. I'm gonna speed it up because it's terrible. This is, well, we'll see in a minute here. Yeah, this, even like sped up, this takes way too long. I could speed it up a little more, but then it starts to look really shitty. But you can appreciate how annoying this is. At least it's doable. There's infinite power-ups, so it's not, you know, I'm gonna stay over here, which was actually a really good call. It takes a long time, but if I went to the right, you'll see what happens in a minute. Got him. If you go to the right, there's a Bowser Jr. So fighting both those guys, I didn't spawn him, so he didn't even come after me. Kill the Bowser Jr. And that's the end of the level, basically. Yeah, a bunch of spam, stupid boss fight at the end. And then here we go. Communication error. And I'm like, God damn it. It wasn't that hard. After I figured out everything, I can just do it again. Easy enough. This is gonna cause me real problems when I get to levels that have checkpoints and just really long levels that I have to figure out. And if it takes me 20 minutes to get to a checkpoint, you know, that's fine. I can keep resetting the switch and it'll keep recording, but as soon as I get to a checkpoint, I'm screwed. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Thankfully, the Super Mario World, I shouldn't say thankfully because it was really hard, but Super Mario World level is very long, but it does not have a checkpoint. On to the 3D NSMBU level. This one is garbagey too, but it's not too bad. It's actually super easy. And I think people played it and they decided it was probably too hard and quit. I didn't see if anyone from Team 0% had tried it. Right in between these two cannons, which is a mechanic I really don't like. I really don't like these kind of levels. That red coin is kind of a pain to get at the beginning. But it turns out, actually, they're on rails, so they go at a certain speed. They don't change up. You get in the door. There's definitely a few difficult parts where you can get crushed. I think I mess up here. Yeah, I get hit by. I don't know if I got crushed or got hit by a cannonball. Go back there again. I just want to stay on the ground until we get past there. Get crushed by the cannon because I get kind of pinned down by the bullets. But after that, I'm like, okay, well, I know exactly where to go when to do it. And yeah, you'll notice that there was a P-switch that I kind of just threw away. There is a bonus if you bring the P-switch, but I don't know how the hell you could get the P-switch this far. Yeah, I don't think that's possible, but there are red coins, and we're coming to the key door, and actually I have a key right here. And I try to get in the key door, and I fall down. But you can see that the flag was right there, and it was not, you know, behind the key doors. So the next time I like just avoid. I don't give a crap about the key coins or the P-switch. This is actually a super easy level. It's free. If you realize you don't have to get that stuff, it looks like it's going to be a hard level because you have to get the key coins, you have to get the P-switch. But I went back and left a message that said, don't even worry about that stuff. So yeah, if you get that in Endless, it's not that hard. I don't think I booed that one either. On to the Super Mario World level. This is simultaneously my favorite level of the episode, the one that pissed me off the most, and I was very quick to boo it as well. I think the Super Mario Bros. 3 was the quickest to. So there's a bunch of pipes. you notice that there's 10 red key coins required, which is always a terrible sight. I'm going on each of these pipes. You'll see the vines there. That's important, but I don't realize it right away. There was actually a level a long time ago that had this exact same setup with these vines. I don't know if that's a Japanese thing or what, but the fact is the vines, you're supposed to start off with the smallest vine and go in order. Here, there's this. There's a lot of blind stuff on this level too, so I don't know how much I regret booing it. There's a lot of things I really don't like. Yeah, here we're going on to the next. This is actually the pipe you're supposed to go into first. Kind of a Metroidvania level too. I will say this one took me a lot longer than it should have, and it was much like a Super Mario World level, I think, from 2 weeks ago, where I spent a long time trying to cheese this level, and I was actually looking at the program to see how to cheese it, because it seemed like way too hard. This first room is really hard. That's actually one of the problems, is I thought all the rooms were going to be this hard. We're going to the next room, though. We'll go back there. Nothing, can't do anything there. We need a spike mitt. Last room. You can actually do stuff in here. And in fact, I was trying to cheese this room, cheese the whole level by this room, because there is a key at the end of it, but we'll see. I'm going to do the whole run eventually. And pretty quick here, actually, because most of my playing on this was cheesing it. I was trying desperately to cheese it, because it was such a, it was like a 6-minute level with key coins. And key coins almost always mean you can cheese it, right? I've done some really magical cheeses with the red key coin levels in the past. But this one is actually like perfectly de-cheesed. But looking at the program, looking at the map, I actually missed something big. There's only one way you can get to the end. So oh, right here, this is the mushroom room. You can reset this. This cannon keeps shooting mushrooms. You can grab that spring too, but there was nothing for me to do with it. You have to get the final item in the Metroidvania cycle to be able to beat it, and I didn't realize that for a long time. Yeah, I keep losing the mushroom here, but we can go back. Yeah, I tried to get the mushroom, get the key in the last room, and then get to the key door, which I was able to do a couple of times, but then like you had to get over like this giant wall, which I had seen, and I tried to shell jump. There's ways to shell jump and do other things, and like it just wasn't possible. He actually like builds this level perfectly. I actually leave him a couple of compliments at the end, and I apologize for booing it. So here's actually my big problem was I could not get through this part. I tried this dozens of times. Well, maybe like 5 or 6 times. And I couldn't get in there. I boo it. I'm like, this doesn't line up. It lines up perfectly if you do it right. This is the final life, and it's going to take a long time to beat this level, but I have practiced everything in this level so much. I was really good. The first room might be the hardest part, because you have to get this question block without getting hit by the skewer. It's very hard. But if you get that rhythm down right, if you get the angle down right, it's not that bad. But it's going to be a difficult time. So yeah, we go in this one first. Smallest vine, it's just a little vine. We have to wait for this guy to go all the way in, and we're going to go right up the pipe. Yeah, I tried to cheese it several different ways, but he had it like locked down. But you have to get the final item in the Metroidvania cycle to get through it. So here's the room we kind of died on the last life. It took me a while to figure this out, but it's actually really easy. All we have to do is keep holding jump and hold right. I didn't think that mattered at first, but yes, it does matter. Get a fire flower for our troubles. We can get back through here. That will bring us back to the beginning of this room. I did leave a block here. You don't have to do that. You could jump all the way up to the pipe, even if you broke that block. That was a concern for a while, that was a troll. There are trolls in this level though, so I like I said, I am a little mixed on if I actually would like this level. But I did have fun eventually. It took me a couple hours to beat, but I did have fun. And I did spend a lot of time having to like make sure. Here, he blocks this coin off. He gives you a shellmet, but he wants you to kill that guy. We can't use that shellmet to break the blocks. We have to get a spike mitt. Now this pipe actually is a death pipe if you try to take it up. So I do fault him for that. You can do that on accident, but if you do it, you're dead. It's a death pipe. So we have the spike mint. We can grab the coin. We want to be careful. We could go get a spike mint again if we need it. And we're done with that room, so we can enter the next room, which is up in the middle on top. Yeah, this is the only level this week I kind of had fun. You can get that P-switch in there, and I try to do it. But you can also go up here, and it resets a different P-switch. So we try that first. We can lose some of our power-ups if we... I actually don't here. This pipe has a cape in it, which I didn't notice the first couple of times I went through here. That was a big deal. Look, I had to look in the program. I saw it in the program. The cape actually makes all these other rooms, you know, kind of obsolete. So here's the second to last room, I think. We have the P-switch already going. If you float down here, you can bounce off this guy. This is what he wants you to do. You can actually wait on top of that coin block above, too. But that's not what he wants you to do. I tried to do this without a cape for the longest time, but it didn't help. You can't get past the last part of it without a cape. As far as I could think. Yeah, I was doing this without a cape for the longest time. I kept dying in this section. It was so hard. And it's really hard to trigger this thwomp without a cape, too, but I did it. I also did get to the very last jump at one point and died. I died on that lava jump a second ago, too, at one point, after I knew how to beat it. Yoshi, ditch Yoshi in the lava. Bye, Yoshi. I'm sorry. We're back at this point. Maybe I should have noticed that there was a cape from those springs. That's a setup with a cape, too. Anyway, so we got that. We go in the last pipe. I tried for a long time. I said I was trying to get the key in here. And you can get in here, actually. You can get the key very easily, even without the cape. But it is easier with the cape. In fact, I think I lose my power-ups. But that you can do that. That's fine if you lose your power-ups here. So what you need to do is you need to step on the P-switch. And then, see the dry bones over there? He's right on a coin, so when the P-switch wears out, he actually dies. I'm just going to go down here because it's safe. I got the key from him. Now, we're in trouble here. If we die here, we got to go all through the level, but thankfully I get through it, and we get a P-balloon. That's what we need to beat the level. That's the final item of the level, is the P-balloon. Be patient with these saws, man. Patience killed me. I got all the way to the end. The first life I started, when I started re-recording the video, the first life, I died this way. This is the final room. I got the key. I went up too fast, and there's a spike ceiling. But we cannot lose this P-balloon. I thought I could shell jump over this wall and do this, but I didn't notice that I got to go under here. So I need the P-balloon. There's no other way to do it. So yeah, very clever de-cheesing. Through this whole level, I can cheese the crap out of red coin levels, but I have done so much. Yeah, I've beaten like 7-minute levels in a minute in the past, and I really wanted to do that on this level, but I couldn't. So I leave him a couple messages. I apologize for booing it. I said actually that was kind of fun, all said and done, and I apologize for booing it. And I said great de-cheesing work. And yeah, so if you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, please, and I will see you next time. We'll have to figure out something. I don't know if I can contact Nintendo about this internet problem or not. But yeah, my internet just shuts off if I spend too long playing a level. Because it downloads the level, but then it loses connection with Mario Maker 2. I don't understand. It doesn't do that with any other game. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye.